about that, Aimee, because you know what, you're a true Lutonian.
I mean, you know, like I've been listening to town for I can't even remember how long, and you know, from kind of the bottom to the top, we kind of always been to the games. Obviously, my colleague respects the charity ambassador. So you know, I think especially for him as well, like it's such a big thing. And then obviously we all went to Wembley and we watched the game, and it was so like everyone was on the edge of their seats because it was such a good game. Like it was just so intense because both teams like they gave it their all. Um, and yeah, that final like as soon as that final goal went in, we were like, this is it, we've done it, we're going up.
You know, I felt,
buzzing.
of course, and I felt like that moment, it felt as if Luton had just had a little mini earthquake, because the whole of Luton just shook with all the excitement, the energy, and it's just been a continuous celebration, hasn't it? What a historical moment. I'm so pleased you got to see that live. And you're sharing that experience with us today. And, you know, these are the experiences that really make a difference, that, you know, dreams can happen if you work hard at it. And there are people that enable and encourage us to live our dreams. And this brings me on to this wonderful award that you are part of. Tell us a little bit more about the awards, Aimee.
So we're entering our 14th year at the Community Awards. Um, 12 years. I was thinking about that. And to be honest, for me, like it's just such a heartwarming event because we bring the whole community together, and we celebrate truly like incredible people within our town. And it's a chance for people who, you know, may not like get the recognition that they deserve. Sorry, like they get that opportunity where people hear about their work, they hear their stories, they hear all the great things that they do for the community. Because a lot of, and I realised that over the years, a lot of the nominees, they're very humble, they're very like, no, but I just do it because you know it's who I am, or it's what I do, and I enjoy it. But it's like you should be celebrated because you're actually incredible. And we've got 18 different categories. We've got Arts Awards, we've got the Marketplace Diversity Inclusion and Equality Award, we've got the Mayor's Award, Young Hero, Community Business, Community Person. We've got so many like healthcare heroes. So there's a variety of different categories in which people can be nominated because there's kind of something for everybody.
Lovely. I like how it's so widespread and that you're making it inclusive to enable and encourage people that would not generally think that there'd be a category for them, but there is. Is there a particular category that like is your favorite? Do you have one that's like, or is there a new one that's been added to the list? Because
it's such a hard one. I mean, for me, like I think my favorite award would always be the Young Hero Award, purely because it's for people up to the age of 18, and like some of the stories you hear, like they just make me cry. But yet you meet the young children, and they're full of smiles and laughter and just pure happiness. And it's like I've read your story and I've heard your struggles, and you know, I've read what your parents wrote about you, and yet you've walked in here like everything's all good, like it doesn't matter, like it's okay. And I think that one would always have a soft spot for me. But new to this year, we've got the Heritage Award, which I'm quite intrigued about because I quite like history and learn things about the town, and we've done our own heritage projects. So the fact that we've now got a new category, which is all about the heritage and different things within the town, I think is really cool because it's again not many people know what heritage is going on in town. Like everyone is like factory or the football club or you know even the airport, the hospital. Like obviously these are things that we've had for donkey's years and kind of partly of what made this town. But I think there's other little projects going on that people don't know So I think that one will be a
intriguing one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm super intrigued as well. That is quite fascinating. It's not an award I would think, or a category I would think that would exist in a community award, but it does matter. It's really important. It's like, you know, it's a real celebration of what heritage is. And I think it's even more so with obviously the amazing legacy our football team is creating and making, not just, it's making waves, not just locally, nationally, but internationally. So, which is absolutely fantastic. Now, Aimee, you've spoken about parents sharing the story of their children for the Young Heroes Award. I mean, what do you mean by sharing the story? How do they share their story? How do people apply and nominate their hero?
So they can go to our website, which is ciluton.co.uk, and they can submit a nomination form, which will have all the details on. Alternatively, people can email me, because I know online sometimes people would just rather send you an email and that's it. So people can email me on amy@ciluton.co.uk, and they just obviously let me know what category they're picking, and then they just have to state the reason why, and they submit a picture of their nominee. I think, to be fair, it's a maximum of around, I think it's 500 words, if I remember rightly. It's just enough to it's enough for what the judges need to kind of get to know that person. Like, we've had nominations come in and people have sent me like 3 pages.
Oh, wow.
And I read all the nominations that come in just purely because I'm so intrigued about, you know, people are, what they've done. And it's nice because on the night when they come in, you know who they are.
Oh, wow.
And you're like, oh, you're this person, you're that person. This week, you go, oh yeah, you're this category. And it's nice. And even then, like the fact that someone's like, oh, you remember my name, or you know who I am. It's the little things for me. So yeah, but obviously people can nominate on the website, or they can contact me direct.
What adds a sparkle for you when you read the nominations? What does it for you? Not that we're giving anything away for anybody listening in, but you know what this show's about. We're all about, you know, helping our communities get the best information, eh? So what?
I think it is just putting enough information in, you know, not just kind of, some people sometimes they'll put like 1 or 2 lines and people don't really understand the importance,
of course,
of that person. Whereas if you kind of give me a paragraph, although I'm not a judge, I'm just reading it. You know, it gives the judges something to actually go by when they're kind of not scoring the categories. They can get the story, like get to know the person or the community group or the business, or, you know, the doctor or the nurse, etc. They can understand who they are, what they do, why you've nominated them, and how they've kind of made a difference, not just to you, but also the community, and kind of why you think they should be recognised within that category.
How absolutely fantastic. Folks, if you've tuned in, it is the Urban Kube Show. I'm Shemiza, taking you all the way up to 11 o'clock this morning. On the show today, I am joined by no other than Aimee Clark. Now, Aimee Clark is talking to us about the Community Awards and how you can put a nomination forward. There are 18 categories, I believe, with new ones on the list. So if you want to find out more, you need to go onto the website, and we'll send you all the social handles on what they are. And also nominate your hero. Aimee this morning is talking to me about why you should be putting somebody that you are inspired by forward in this wonderful award, which actually celebrates its 14th year. It's growing bigger and better every year, and it's actually one of those days in the calendar annually that everybody really looks forward to. And it's such a treat to see the pictures at the event as well, which are shared on social media. Everybody's always smiling. It's a real gathering of hearts and community, and this is what it is all about. It's called the Community Awards, and the wonderful Aimee Clark, who is one of the directors at CIC, Community Interest Company, that has founded these awards, is on the show this morning. Aimee, that's my little plug for the community awards. I mean, is there anything else you want to add to that? It can't get better than that, right? Or yeah, you know I like to talk a bit much, but it's but it's the energy that this award actually brings, and I've been following it for many a year. And as I said, to describe it, I love the pictures. I love seeing new faces, people that, you know, I think I know everyone across Luton, but these awards always surprise me because I'm always looking at, like, you know, oh, who can I interview next? Oh, who's that? So it's that level of curiosity and intrigue that you've mentioned. I'm intrigued too, because it's always nice to know who else is out there, because Aimee, I mean, sometimes, I don't know, okay, off the record, even though I'm on the radio, do you find that sometimes events like have the same people at them all the time? And it's just so refreshing to see new people come through the doors.
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, I'm the same, like, you know, I go to quite a few different events, and, you know, I do see quite a lot of the same people, but then there's certain events I go to and there's people that I've never met before. And it's really nice, and I think that that's what's important for the awards as well, is, you know, hearing about those that, you know, aren't normally at these events, aren't normally recognised, and it's kind of their time to shine, get to know people, because obviously we have kind of over 500-600 people attend the awards. So
wow.
Not only is it, you know, the recognising of all the heroes and the amazing people within our town, but it's a chance for them to get to know other people, and kind of network, and this is who I am, this is what I do, and, you know, this is what I'm about. And you never know what sort of connection you're going to make, or what sort of person you're going to meet, which could make a difference to, you know, what you're currently doing.
I love what you've just said there, because it's making a difference. Though being at that award could connect you with that one person that could maybe turn things around for you even more so. And that's really exciting to hear, because I know many people that that's happened to. So it's enabling, empowering, encouraging, inspiring, and connecting. This is what the community awards are all about. Now, folks, if you just tuned in, I'm talking about the Community Awards. They're in the 14th year. It's an absolutely wonderful celebration of those individuals in our communities, because we have communities within communities who are really making a difference, and they're so unassuming with it. That's what I think Aimee is really sharing today. It's the unassuming ones that who are so oblivious of their energy, their love, and their humility. And this is what we want to celebrate. If they've actually made you smile, if they've encouraged you, if they've inspired you, and they've made a difference in your day or in your life, be that work, be that in, you know, socially, be that through community, or be that through charity. It's, you know, who is that person we want to hear? And Aimee wants to find out, because she likes to read. Make her read. Okay, she likes to read. She's not nosy at all. She isn't, but she really likes to know who these wonderful people are. So I think, you know, we need to step up, and we need to kind of encourage people to kind of put, you know, it's a paragraph, folks. Put that information forward to Aimee, and honestly, you might be making a really big difference in these individuals' lives just by them being at that event. And it does raise a lot of confidence, doesn't it, when you know you've been recognised.
I think so. I believe it does. Like, we've seen quite a few of them, you know, even those who haven't won the awards, but those that come high maybe, you know, it's just that little thing that, you know, someone recognised the work that I've done, or the efforts I've made, or the difference I've made, or the impact I've made. That means the world to them. And I think that's what's important. And it's one thing that I really like just about the awards, is just genuinely it's about empowering and encouraging and recognising such amazing people in our town.
Of course, and this is something that you don't get bored of, do you, Aimee?
No. Everyone says to me, like, you know, oh, like, how long are you going to let you go? And I'm like, oh, I've been there since I was 16. And they're like,
Wow.
Yeah, like, really like it. They're like, you must do it. And it is honestly like a year on, it's awesome job.
Wonderful.
I'm feeling I could imagine doing it now.
I couldn't imagine anybody else doing it, doing the job that you do. You radiate. Your energy is so beautiful, and you know, and you've built such a lovely. You've built connections and built spaces in people's hearts by your energy and your commitment for the community. So I give you an award, Aimee, even though you owe me cake. You've been promising me cake. Inshallah, you and I have not met yet, but we have had connections for a long time, but we've yet to meet. We need to make this happen. You don't need to bring me cake, but you might want to bring me flowers, maybe as part of the Luton in Bloom. Tell us more. What's that all about? That's another exciting project.
It is a very exciting project, and I'm sure Shana's the lead for it. And again, it's about bringing communities together, but through a different aspect. So through kind of gardening and, you know, fruit and veg and flowers and hanging baskets and you name it. There's a category for everything. Obviously, our categories are now, the competition is now closed, and I think it's all out to the judges now. But yeah, again, it's just another community event bringing them together. And giving people the opportunity. Obviously, you mentioned the small farmers market, which Shana will go into more detail a bit later. That again will bring communities together, give people the chance to sell their goods, show off what they do, what they've grown, etc.
I love the word show off. Yes, you are allowed to show off. You're allowed to show off the goods. And this is what's so wonderful about it, because it's you know, when people start growing stuff, there is a real pride about it, isn't there? When, like, I have asbestos fingers, so anything that I try and grow just like gets frazzled. I don't know why. My mum's absolutely brilliant at growing stuff. I'm not. So I'm always intrigued, and it's always envy. I'm always envious, like the commitment, the time, and the weather of late has been fantastic, because I've seen nature blooming more than I've ever seen it bloomed before, if that's the word. But we are ending to we're heading to a break right now, Aimee. I just want you to just share once again the social handles for the Community Awards, and thank you so much for giving me your time this morning, because I know you're a very busy lady. Very, very welcome.
So people can nominate at ciluton.co.uk, or they can check out on any of our social media, which is ciluton.
Fantastic. And you are blooming marvelous. Thank you so much for joining me. I am going to be joined by Shana Iqbal, who's going to be talking to me about Luton in Bloom and the farmers market, and also the Young Steps, I believe. It's the youth clubs that have been running and are still running in the summer holidays. So we'll be finding out a little bit more about that. So Aimee, thank you so much for joining me, and inshallah we'll catch up soon. And I'm heading to a break, folks, so do not go away. Do join me straight after this. Assalamu alaikum.
This program will continue after the break. Continue listening to Inspire FM. Inspire FM. Inspire 105.1 FM.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Yusuf Aslam. I am the founder and director of Amazing Magazine. I'm here today with Inspire FM 105.1. Please continue to listen to them and support them. They're doing amazing work for Muslims around the country.
Enjoy quality and tasty 100% authentic halal Chinese and Thai food from Gao Express, brought to you by the team behind Tops Pizza in Luton. Choose from all your delicious Chinese and Thai favourites. Then order for delivery or collection from Gao Express in Wellington Street, Luton, Marketplace, Stevenage, and now also on Nightingale Road in Hitchin. Open daily midday till late. Find the number or order online at Gao, that's GAO, express.co.uk, or like Gao Express on Facebook.
On the authority of Abu Hurairah, may Allah be pleased with him, who said, "The Messenger of Allah, may the peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said, powerful is not he who knocks the other down, but indeed powerful is he who controls himself in a fit of anger."
हज़रत अबू हुरैरा रज़ी अल्लाह तआला अन्हु से रवायत है कि नबी सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने फरमाया ताकतवर वो नहीं जो अपने मुखालिफ को गिरा दे, बल्कि वो है जो गुस्सा के वक्त अपने आप को काबू में रखे।
Do you have a legal problem? Are you trying to settle a family member? If so, then contact M&K Solicitors. M&K Solicitors are a leading local firm specialising in immigration, family, personal injury, clinical negligence, civil and property law. Our solicitors have over 20 years' experience and are recognised internationally. Our success rate speaks for itself. Take advantage of our free consultations for your first meeting. We also give free advice on Fridays, no appointment needed. That's right, free legal advice. M&K Solicitors. Call 01582 732 503.
The messenger of God, peace be upon him, said, when a believer sins, a black spot appears on his heart. But if he repents and seeks Allah's forgiveness, his heart becomes cleansed and polished. However, if he continues to commit more and more sins without seeking forgiveness, the spot continues to spread and ultimately covers all of his heart. This is the rust which God mentions in the Quran. What deeds they earn rust upon their hearts.
Narrated by Abu Huraira in the collections of Ahmed and Tirmidhi.
Zakat is the third pillar of Islam, and it is a duty and a mission for eligible Muslims to fulfill to help the poor. We at UKIM pass over your Zakat to those who need it the most, drawing smiles and changing lives anytime we reach out to those in despair. Your Zakat will feed the poor, provide them with decent healthcare, and build homes and schools across the world. Donate today and change people's lives tomorrow.
बचपन से सुनते आए हैं, ये नहीं कहना, वो नहीं करना, सवाल नहीं पूछना, और फिर इसी रविश से हमारे ज़हनी और माशरती मसाइल उलझते चले गए। हमारे मसाइल हमारे हालात से नहीं, हमारे ख्यालात से पैदा होते हैं, और ख्यालात दुरुस्त किए जा सकते हैं। मैं हूँ आज़ाद, और अगर आप भी चाहते हैं कि हम
Shana hasn't joined yet. Sorry. Shana hasn't joined yet, so I'll let you know when she does.
Okay.
Only on Inspire FM.
From the studios of Inspire FM, the time is now 10:30.
Catch a creative vibe on the Urban Cube with Sister Shemiza.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and assalamu alaikum. It is 10:30, 7th of August, and you're listening to me, Shemiza, where else? On the Urban Cube show, of course, brought to you on Inspire FM 105.1 FM. I'm taking it all the way up to 11 o'clock on this lovely Monday morning. How you keeping, folks? I hope you are well, safe, and snug wherever you are. Have the children woken up? That's the question. Are they having a lie-in? Are they causing chaos in your homes? It is the summer holidays, guys. And my goodness, I'm exhausted. I'm absolutely exhausted. Do you know what? Yeah, I'm sending everybody out an award if you can get through the summer holidays. But even more, I'll be sending out more awards if you can tell us what you're getting up to. And why are we talking awards? Because I've had the absolute pleasure this morning of being joined by Aimee Clark, who spoke to us about the Community Awards, because they're in the 14th year. Yes, 14 years the Community Awards have been running, and they have been celebrating the heroes of our community. And it's an absolute pleasure to have spoken to Aimee about this, who's very, very passionate about these awards and the difference they actually make. So if you've got a local hero that you want to celebrate and you feel that they deserve recognition for the work that they do, or the work in, charity, it could be voluntary work, it could be just them as an individual, then you need to get in contact the Community Awards and put your nomination forward. Now, somebody I think deserves a bit of an award this morning is my next guest, who is a very remarkable lady who is multitasking lots of roles this morning. She is a mother herself, but she's actually working and supporting some wonderful youth schemes happening in the summer holidays. If you're able to balance those two things, then you definitely deserve an award. She's also talking to me this morning about Luton in Bloom. Now, you might have heard about Luton in Bloom, which is a wonderful project about nurturing our gardens and getting our fingers all green. It's something that I admire, and I've been observing this project in absolute awe, because I did say earlier that I've got asbestos fingers. Unfortunately, anything I try to grow just seems to get frazzle. Thank goodness my children are safe, but plants, I just can't, just don't have that vibe. But what's been wonderful is it's the number of individuals that have been engaged with this project. And what's happened since then is we're seeing the launch of another new project, which is the Farmers Market. And I'm absolutely delighted to have the very brilliant Shana Iqbal talking to me not only about Luton in Bloom, whom she is the development officer for, she's also the project manager for Young Steps. And we're going to be talking to her this morning about the Farmers Market. And the whole purpose of that is to encourage holistic health, homegrown produce and handmade goods, and much, much more. Assalamu alaikum, Shana.
Wa alaikum salam.
Do you know,
I suddenly realised when you were talking about me that maybe I have my fingers too many parts because I need to take a holiday.
Bless you, bless you. Am I allowed to share why you were a little bit late coming in? Which you weren't late, you were really on time. Folks, you know what? She had to look after little ones, I think, whilst, yeah, what were you doing? Just share with us what you were doing. Not in...
So this morning I'm at camp, so I'm dialed in from camp. So like if you do hear a ruckus, it's my kids, not my actual children, but the camp kids making their way through the building. So I'm there this morning, and I've just left them doing some obstacle courses and relay racing. And of course, just as I was about to walk out the door, and I left them in the capable hands of my other staff teams and my team, 10 of them suddenly the toilet. I was on toilet duty, so hence why I was feeling safe.
I love it. You're dashing here, there and everywhere. This is what live radio is all about. Now, you know what? It can't get more real than this, right? This is a lady on the move. She's definitely a lady on the move. And we are so grateful for the movements that you're making, not just with the young people of this town, but also our gardens, Shana. What is going on? Tell us more.
I know, again, I feel I need a holiday. No, honestly, it's been great to be involved in something a bit different. Obviously, we've been working with young people now for maybe 12 years, and so to be doing something that does include young people, and that's they're at the centre of it actually, but to be doing something that's kind of an interest, has been really, really nice. So obviously Luton in Bloom, kind of project created by Mia, the reason for starting it in the first place was we really, really wanted to engage people with the great outdoors, but also to tackle the isolation that people are experiencing, get people talking over the garden fence again, get people coming into workshops, learning life skills, but also meeting new people. I think, there's this big kind of emphasis put on going to extracurricular and social things when you're a teen or you're a young child. And actually, as adults, there's not very many places outside of work where we can meet people. And so if you don't work, or you're not well, or you've retired, there's not very many places where you can go and meet people. And so we wanted people engaging in the great outdoors. We wanted to kind of encourage that civic pride, looking after our outdoor spaces, rekindling that love, and also that kind of knowledge that so many of us have, like our ancestral backgrounds are so rich agriculturally. So rekindling that kind of knowledge of all of that, but also just kind of connecting people was the main kind of cause, I guess. And I feel like this project is doing that. We're in the pilot year. We've seen people from all over Luton come together from different communities, to learn how to grow chilies or to come to a sensory garden workshop. So we have seen, obviously, the fruits of our labour already, if you like to use the term, those about growing things. So yeah, it's been really, really great. And obviously the culmination of that project will be the Small Farmers Market.
Fantastic. I have been observing with awe of Luton in Bloom, and when I saw it, I thought this is absolutely brilliant. And I don't say that often about projects, or maybe I do, but this one really, really touched my heart, because you have basically articulated it so well. It is about civic pride. I love the connection of getting people to talk over their fences again, because I recall my a neighbour in Nottingham, and my mum, they had this thing about their tomatoes, so they would have conversations about growing tomatoes, and it was used to be wonderful to observe. And I did feel that we've lost that. Gardens look more like concrete and they don't have much greenery, and now it's so nice to see them all blooming again. So thank you, Shana, and thank you for Luton and Bloom for actually encouraging this wonderful area of our lives that had kind of withered away. So it's really great to see it flourishing. Can you hear what I'm trying to do here? Do you like the, because I know you're as you do, from one creative to another, Shana. I mean, so it's absolutely wonderful to see this, and I just love it, because it's such, you know what, the simplicity of this is so beautiful, but it's just magnificent, and the impact that it's having. How have people responded? What has people's responses been?
I mean, I think what's been really nice is actually you've got people in kind of two areas of expertise or non-expertise, if you like. So we've got people who've always wanted to do something, always wanted to grow something, always wanted to, you know, put up some new hanging baskets, but they never got around to it.
Yes.
And this kind of, the competition, the gardening competition, gave them the push that they needed to, like, you know, tidy up their front garden, or, you know, to grow something new.
Yes.
So that's been really nice to see. So it's kind of encouraging those who wouldn't have done it otherwise. But also you've got those people who have been doing these amazing things. They've got amazing front gardens, amazing fruit vegetable patches, they're growing all kinds of things. And it's highlighting the amazing work that's going on. And particularly when I'm talking about our community garden and our school garden category, I mean, we have been blown away by some of the entries. I mean, I'm not a judge, unfortunately. I don't think I could be impartial enough, because I just think all of it was great.
Wonderful.
But it's been really nice to see, you know, some of the stuff that's going on in schools, and even nurseries, you know, children aged 2 to 4, and how they've been growing their own things, growing vegetables, and really engaging with gardening. I think it's really nice that work is then highlighted and showcasing that, and saying, you know, this is a great model that, you know, other nurseries or schools can then get involved with. So I think that's been really nice as well. In terms of like where the project goes next, that's something that I'm really interested in, particularly with young people, because it kind of combines the two elements of my practice, and kind of looking at, okay, like, what do young people need, or what do young people want to learn about growing things and gardening? You know, you might get children that are interested in just, you know, flowers and looking after things that look nice, but there are those kids that, you know, really want to learn. And it's and I think, you know, it's a really important life skill. I think agriculture, farming, and just growing basic vegetables in our garden, it's been lost, and it's so brilliant to regain these skills, especially in the living cost crisis, because I remember a good 10 years ago I had this conversation with some community members, and I said, you know, it'd be wonderful to kind of get back to basics, go back to living from the earth and learning these skills. So having a project like this finally happen is just so amazing to see, and I'm so grateful for the impact that it's having, and just like learning stuff, you know. I think it's a survival thing too. We need to know what these vegetables are, we need to know where they come from, because there's lots of kids that think potatoes come from, you know, a certain takeaway. They don't really understand that potatoes come from the earth, you know. It's like, and there are, so there is, I 100% agree with you. I think it's something that's definitely been lost, and it's very important, but also kind of thinking, kind of looking at like global
climate change.
You know, having things imported. And there are lots of fruits and vegetables that we have in, you know, our diet now, or that we enjoy, that, you know, we never grow well here,
of course,
because of the climate. However, there are things that we can grow, and there are effective ways to grow those things. So it's about kind of harnessing those skills so that we can reduce the amount that we need to import from other places. So that's very important. But also, like you said, you know, having that understanding of where food comes from, eating seasonally. I mean, there's a massive trend with people who only eat seasonally because they think that that's better for them because they're getting fresher fruit and vegetables. They're not having things that are, you know, sometimes weeks
imported. Yeah.
And I think my mother-in-law, we were talking about kind of how we grow things, and you know, she was talking about specific roti that you have in Pakistan. You would have wheat roti at one time of the year, and then you would have like a chickpea flour at another time of the year, all based on when these things were harvested.
Fantastic.
We don't do that here. We buy it in a packet from the shop. So, so it's really interesting to me and really important, I think, for young people, but also for us as adults to understand where does our food come from. And you know, how can we grow our own things?
Yeah.
Cost of living crisis is an increasing problem, and you know, unfortunately, food banks are able to offer fresh food. So you know, being able to have tomatoes in growing your garden is a great thing.
Brilliant. It is. It's absolutely fantastic, and it's a necessity. It shouldn't be considered a luxury. And we are living our life is very convenient. We're living we're buying food that is easily accessible, ready-made, takeaway. You know, we're also not managing our time effectively, so we're relying on what's fast. It's a fast-paced life. To be able to slow down and actually nurture and watch something grow, and then actually get into the habit of like harvesting and eating that, is an interesting journey to observe. And I love that you've spoken about, you know, the carbon footprint and the impact that having non-seasonal food is having on our health, as well as our, you know, the climate. Now, you spoke very passionately about young people, and obviously you're doing work with young people, and how interesting is that? Tell us more. What is it that you're doing? Tell us about, is it Young Steps?
Yeah, so Young Steps is community assistance and youth program. So we work with children from 5 all the way up to 19. Obviously, for different age groups, we have a different focus. So my kind of post-14-year-olds, we're looking at kind of employability, skills, confidence, you know, a sense of place, I guess. Big emphasis on mentorship. We have lots of young people who are amazing individuals. They've got so much talent, they've got so much to give. They just need that little bit of direction to show which is the best route to take, or you know, I guess the main thing. I mean, I was speaking over the weekend. Is just feeling like they belong in a place is really important. I think lots of us enter, and I speak to myself first and foremost. Lots of us enter kind of certain areas, certain prestigious events, certain industries, and we feel like an imposter there. And so, like, how do we like allow young people to feel like they belong in a space and that they can own that space and that they can be successful and they can network and they can meet people? That's very, very important for me, because I find that lots of people have all that they need in terms of academics, but they don't have that skill to be able to go out and network with another person, which is really, really important in lots of industries. So that's kind of my focus with the older kind of age group. And part of that work is that they come into our camps, which is obviously for the 5 to 11-year-olds. And so they come into our camps and they volunteer here for work experience. We give them accredited training within SBCC. They obviously get on-the-job training with me and my team here, and they learn some really important employability skills, and they're able to actually showcase they've got work experience, so that helps them to get them future employment. And if they're really lucky, then we don't ever let them go.
Bless you.
For us as well. But obviously this week we are at camp, so we have some wonderful volunteers with me that are just making stuff happen. Last week we had drama camp, so we had the wonderful Aaron Spendlow and Charlotte Reed in to do a kind of puppetry and drama production with them.
I saw the pictures. They looked fantastic. The children looked so happy, and those puppets like look brilliant. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, it was great. So we had the High Sheriff of Bedfordshire and Luton come in as well to see their performances. So that was really special for them.
Oh.
They felt so important, bless them, when they had like these VIPs to perform to. So it was really, really nice for them. And also we had all of our parents come in, and it was kind of like a showcase for everybody. We all ate together. It was really, really nice. And so kind of obviously part of my work is ensuring that young people, have a healthy meal. They have breakfast and lunch with us every day. But also, I don't talk about this very often, but I was once a single parent many years ago, and I remember vividly not eating because I wanted my child to eat, and it just wasn't enough. And that's with a support system. So you can imagine what it's like for people who don't have a support system at all. And that was kind of the inspiration about having parents come in and eat with us on the final day, was because I thought, you know what, there's probably lots of these parents that don't eat a decent meal because they're so worried about providing for their children. So we're trying to tackle lots of things. We're trying to tackle holiday hunger. We're trying to tackle just the boredom. We're trying to tackle the lack of confidence, the poor communication skills as a result of COVID and devices and all that kind of stuff. And we're just getting them together, getting them active, and just enjoying each other's company. And it's honestly the best job in the world.
I can hear it, and I was getting quite emotional listening in. I promised myself I won't get emotional, but when you talk about holiday hunger and parents, just choosing not to eat because they've got to make sure that there's enough for their children to have. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for raising that awareness, and thank you for making that possible for those families, because I think we're in the heart of the holidays at the moment. There are so many families who are desperately impacted by this.
I deeply worry about it. Whilst we do what we can, there's just, we've got like a page-long waiting list, obviously, for our provision. So
Goodness.
I know
Wow.
there are lots of families that are not getting access to work hours. And at the moment, obviously, there's lots of things available to families who are receiving free school meals, which is wonderful and very, very important. But actually, one of the things that I'm finding in my own work is that there are lots of people who are, let's call them the working poor, for lack of a better phrase, who aren't in receipt of certain governmental support, but are really, really struggling anyway. And so, what do we do for those people? And obviously, as a provision, we're open to everybody, regardless of your financial background. So you don't have to be in receipt of free school meals to come to our camp.
Thank you for that.
In the numbers, and it's worrying because how do we amplify what we're doing and still retain the quality that we want? I never want to be a place where kids come and they drown. I want them to feel seen as individuals, and I want every single member of staff to know every one of their names and to be able to know what their likes and dislikes are, and to increase their confidence. Because every single person, whether they're 16 or whether they're 6, come in our doors and they need something. There's a need there, and it's like we want to meet every single person's needs. And the only way we can do that is by ensuring that quality stays. It's really tough to do that. When the waiting list just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But alhamdulillah, we carry on, and we just keep doing what we're doing, and I just hope that we are able to continue what we're doing and to really amplify what we're doing and meet more children who are all amazing and wonderful and fill me with so much hope.
Oh, you know what? May Allah provide more barakah in everything that you're doing. And Aimee, if you're listening, put Shana in a category. She needs an award. But you speak with so much conviction. I can't even say the word. With so much passion, and it comes from a real place of experience and commitment. And you are a mother of 3 children yourself, mashallah. And you look after your in-laws. You're from a busy household, and you commit to our children like this as well. May Allah provide you barakah and strength in everything you're doing and everything Young Steps is doing. And it's just, I've been seeing the pictures and they fill me with so much joy because all the smiley faces and the creativity. I love the element of energy of creativity that you're kind of engaging the children with as well, and also the fact indeed.
We know there's some kids that will never get presented, and we know that there are some children that may be a bit shy in a school environment to audition for something.
Of course.
And so we wanted to kind of have environmentally. So this week we've got sports and competition.
Mhm.
The final week is kind of nature and the great outdoors.
Nice.
Horse riding. It's going to be crazy, but awesome. And so we're just trying to expose the kids to as many different kind of things as possible, so that they, I don't know, I just feel like creates more well-rounded individuals. You have a better sense of what you like, what you don't like, what you're good at, what you're not good at. And here at camp we reward effort and kindness, nothing else. So
beautiful.
Kids that get prizes, we want you to be kind, grow up to be kind adults. And kids that get prizes for effort, we don't expect you to be good. I'm rubbish at anything, but I get expected to try. And I think, you know, that kind of distinction really helps the kids to kind of make a bit more effort. They're all coming into the room right now because they're thinking, what is the big bad boss doing?
Sending you lots of salams, children. I hope you're having an absolutely fabulous time. And it's wonderful to hear the core elements here, which is kindness and empathy. I think we need a camp like that for adults as well, Shana. Are you thinking? With all those wonderful activities that Young Steps is providing. Now, we spoke about Young Steps. Prior to that, we spoke about Luton in Bloom. So I need you to kind of just like remind everybody what the farmers market is all about. When's that happening? How can people get involved? Where is the information for that?
Okay, so we have a small farmers market. The incentive behind that, well, I say the incentive, that's the wrong word. But what we wanted to do was create a space where people can sell what they've grown at home, get a bit of the feel of kind of, you know, entrepreneurship, I guess, business skills, selling skills, but also kind of being able to kind of monetize a little bit of what they're growing. I've known loads of people who grow, you know, sod and tomatoes, and they've got so much they want to do with it. Or like produce galore. You know, giving people the opportunity to sell that produce, it would be really, really great.
Nice.
We're encouraging people who've got their own produce to drop me an email to sign up. We're also encouraging people who make their own things. So if you make handmade goods, whatever they are, within reason, we want to hear from you as well. It's a great opportunity. We've tried to keep the costs of having a store very low. We want it to be accessible to most people. We've also got some food happening, very important. There's some healthy food options.
Nice.
We also have some wellbeing services there. And we're just encouraging everybody, regardless of kind of what you sell, but if it's kind of got a green undertone, if it's about kind of holistic health, well-being, or it's something that you've made by hand yourself or from natural products, we really, really encourage people to come forward.
Fantastic.
It's on the 3rd of September, from 12 till 4 at St George's Square in Luton. If you are interested, the best way to get in touch with me is lutonandbloom@gmail.com. And I will then send you over a booking form.
Fantastic.
This information will also be on our website in the next 24 hours.
Brilliant. And we are now, yes, we're on the end of the show now. I want to say thank you so much, Shana. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you, Aimee, for everything you guys do. I want to join your club. It sounds fantastic. I will. Lots of love to the children. Have a wonderful day. And thank you so much for joining me, Shana. That was Walaikum Salam, Shana Iqbal. And it is the end of the show. Assalamu alaikum.
The messenger of God, peace be upon him, said, if one does not abstain from falsehood,